We are back on this Thursday, 14th day of October, 2021. I'm Dan Kuntz. Thanks for starting today with us here on the NCW Life Channel. 36 degrees outside of our studios. We're in for another cool day today, but not as cool as we've had. We've had four consecutive days of our afternoon high temperature below normal, including yesterday. 58 was our high on Wednesday. Our normal high this time of the year is 62. We're going to be close to that today. And then we're going to have a little bit of a warming trend for the weekend, and then we're going to have some unsettled weather on Sunday. Just a friendly reminder, we're well into autumn now, and now we're in the middle of October. So forecast details are coming up. A lot of news to get to. A lot of sports. We're going to preview the Seahawks and the Steelers, who will do battle on Sunday night at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. How will Geno Smith adjust to his new role as the starting quarterback in lieu of Russell Wilson? Of course, he's got the bum finger. We'll get that in. Plus, we'll preview prep sports and the big game tonight, Game 5 of the National League Divisional Series between the Dodgers and the Giants. The winner moves on to the Championship Series. The loser's season comes to an end. Plus, we'll have the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays. My Mad Dog McNaughty has an opinion. It's Thursday. Pause for Pets. We'll introduce you to Princess the dog, who needs a home. And our visit today in the back half of the hour, Jessica Arroyo is back from Health Alliance Northwest starting tomorrow. It's enrollment time for Medicare. Yeah, that time of the year, again, 65 or older, you got to start deciding what kind of plan you want to implement for the upcoming year. Jessica will give you some important information from Health Alliance Northwest. We'll have that for you in the back half of the program. 2 minutes after the hour, let's do our tour, shall we? Sun's not up yet. It's going to get there. We're not quite there yet. Sunrise this morning, 7:18. Sunset tonight, 6:14. If my math is correct, that's 10 hours and 56 minutes of daylight, something along those lines. Again, we're losing about 2.5 minutes of daylight a day. It's pretty dramatic now this time of the year. That is our cross camera pointed over towards the East Wenatchee area. You can see Fred Meyer. You can see the mall. You can see Costco. You can see the East Wenatchee bench. And you can see Birch Mountain, and Badger Mountain, I should say. Badger Mountain up there to your right. Can't quite make out Birch Mountain. That's way off to your left. Let's see where Uriah wants to go today. I don't know. He gets to decide. I don't like it when you do this, Uriah, because I can't tell what we're looking at. That's the Tumwater? Okay, I guess so. Yeah, sure. You can make out Leavenworth down there. Our Tumwater Canyon camera, which isn't actually in the Tumwater Canyon. That makes no sense. You wouldn't be able to see anything. But you can see the sunrise way off into the distance of the Wenatchee Valley with Leavenworth down below. Camera number 3. Downtown Wenatchee takes a bow from our Cascadian camera looking to the south. You can actually see one of the Sky-Fi dishes there to your right. Good morning, downtown Wenatchee. And that's an idea of really how dark it is. Some of these cameras, of course, are letting in more light than is actually available for you to see with the naked eye, but still. And this is what we're going to be dealing with now between now and, I don't know, middle of February. The morning commute looks pretty quiet here on this Thursday morning. And camera number 4, batting cleanup, Arrondo Rock. A perfect example of what I was just talking about. It's really not that light, but it's letting in as much light as possible. Mission Ridge got a little bit of light snow over the last couple of days. It's not going to last. It's going to go away. But then they'll have more snow. They're going to start cranking up snowmaking when it gets cold enough and the humidity is where it needs to be, and they can start cranking out their man-made snow as they get ready for another season of skiing at the Mission Ridge Ski and Snowboard Resort. Good morning to our friends at Arrondo Rock and Turtle Rock. I've been on Turtle Rock one time, and the one thing I noticed about Turtle Rock, lots and lots of snakes, a lot of rattlesnakes hanging around Turtle Rock. I don't think they have too many natural enemies there. They thrive on that particular piece of real estate. So that does our tour on this Thursday. A couple of slides from the National Weather Service to show you. First of all, for the rest of this work week, today and tomorrow, a gradual warming trend with some isolated showers. We got a west and northwest flow, which means it's bringing a little bit of warmer air in. Not real dramatic changes, but still. We're going to have partly sunny skies today with a little bit of light rain possible still this morning. But we're going to be up near 60 today, which is going to be a little bit warmer than it was over the last couple of days. So a gradual warming trend today, a little bit warmer on Friday. The warmest day of the forecast period will be Saturday, and then come Sunday, unsettled weather returns. On Sunday, as a broad southwesterly flow begins to come into the area, and that will occur actually Saturday night. Do we have that slide, Uriah? There we go. So, yeah. And by the way, I took that picture of my backyard. I didn't. So, coming to Saturday night, you'll notice it's going to start getting unsettled. The clouds will be moving in. That trough will be really coming in to visit us on Sunday. So after a fairly mild Saturday, with highs, in fact, well above normal on Saturday, and we'll still be warm on Sunday, but we'll have lots of clouds. The chance of rain will increase rather dramatically, and we'll have a pretty good chance of rain on Sunday. We're in a drought. We could use the rain. All right, from the National Weather Service, here we go. Again, right around what we had yesterday, maybe a couple of degrees warmer. Some light sprinkles possible this morning till about 10:30 or 11. Nothing big, just some sprinkles and some dinkles. Outside of that, we'll have some sunshine. A little windy at times, 56 for the high today. We'll have the cloud cover keeping us a little bit milder, the overnight low of 42 as opposed to the 36 we're at right now. Friday, partly sunny, a little bit of light rain, warmer still, close to 60 on Friday, as we mentioned before. Saturday and Sunday, the warmest 2 days of the forecast period. In fact, Saturday looks very nice indeed, with temperatures actually back to above normal. Sunday, lots of clouds. Some warm air comes from the southwest, which is going to bring us an increasing chance of rain and slightly warmer temperatures. With a high of 64, we cool back down a little bit on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with quite a bit of sunshine and dry weather. We get a little bit of everything. It's a weather smorgasbord. So belly up to the buffet and enjoy what Mother Nature has coming our way. 7 minutes after the hour, a 1 minute break, and then what you need to know on this Thursday morning will come your way with the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Kids are resilient. I just love their energy. They bounce back so quickly. I love the stories they tell. I love just their charisma, their character. I love to see that subtle smile that you pull out of a kid, when you start talking with them about something they really like. I just love what I do, and I can't imagine I would be as happy doing anything else.
Campfire North Central Washington, serving youth ages 3 to 18. Register today in one of Campfire's programs. Club members meet regularly with volunteer leaders to learn responsibility, sharing, cooperation, and citizenship. When a child is involved in Campfire, they will be actively learning and engaged in activities, encouraged to learn new skills, feel a part of the group, learn to work in a team setting, participate in planning, goal setting, and making lasting memories.
36 degrees outside of our studios at 8 minutes after the hour. We'll be getting close to 60 for the afternoon high with mostly sunny skies, although a light raindrop or two not out of the question. We warm up a little bit more on Friday, warmer still Saturday, and pretty mild but maybe rainy conditions expected on Sunday. To wrap up the week, we'll begin with this story. The Wenatchee School Board will continue to hold its public meetings online only until after the November election. That consensus came after an energetic debate on Tuesday night in which board member Julie Norton sought to reconvene in person. Michelle Sandberg and Maria Iniguez, who were the targets of an alleged threat, opposing the move. All three are up for re-election on November 2nd. Meetings have been entirely remote since August 24th. That's when unmasked members of the public confronted the board, despite a state requirement for facial masks in all school facilities.
I do feel like we do have some obligation. I mean, we have an open meetings regulation that requires really in-person meetings with online meetings being sort of the exception allowed under these COVID times. I do not discount the concerns and fears, and so all I'm proposing or would be on board for exploring is some type of hybrid meeting if there's enough support for it.
I feel like that threat, even though we're not getting active daily threats, it still concerns me. And I would agree that I don't know if things will calm down until after the election. I mean, that's kind of the big elephant in the room, right? So my comfort level would be that we wait until the election is done. And then we let folks know that we're going to come back if that seems to be right, if there's no threats going on. But let the people vote and we'll see kind of where it goes. That would be my inclination. And frankly, I'm a little surprised, Julie. I know you're married to a law enforcement officer. I would have thought that you might take this a little more seriously. The fact that 2 of your colleagues' lives were threatened in a very brief internet message, but still important enough to raise eyebrows and for the chief of police to recommend we continue online.
For me, we are a unified board, and having one person not feel safe enough to be in face-to-face instruction should be enough to make the decision for the board as a whole. Because for me, for my colleagues to feel safe in the environment of this public service is really important, whether it's me, whether it's Laura, Martin, Julie, Michelle. If there's one of us that does not feel safe, then it shouldn't be a question of whether we're going to do hybrid or in person.
The state auditor's office is criticizing the Eastmont School District for its handling of timesheets related to special education projects. The district used about $1 million in federal grants last year to support its special education efforts. The auditor says the school district failed to adequately document the time spent on program goals, and it didn't submit required paperwork to the state superintendent's office. Now, Eastmont challenged some parts of the auditor's findings, but said it will work to comply in the future. A large quantity of drugs and cash reportedly seized. 2 Yakima men are in jail after an afraid police officer pulled over a stolen vehicle. This happened early Tuesday morning. Deputy Kyle Foreman of the Grant County Sheriff's Office explains how the drug bust went down and what they reportedly found.
I'm Kyle Foreman, and this is the Sheriff's Report for October 13th, 2021. Around 12:30 a.m. yesterday, Ephrata Police stopped a stolen vehicle near State Route 28 and Division Avenue North. During a subsequent search of the driver and passenger, police found about 1 pound of suspected methamphetamine, about 100 grams of suspected heroin, and about 750 fentanyl pills. Ephrata Police then asked Grant County's Interagency Narcotics Enforcement Team, also known as INET, to assist with a search warrant on the car. INET detectives then found inside the car 2 more pounds of suspected methamphetamine, around 750 more suspected fentanyl pills, and over $2,800 in cash. The driver, 23-year-old J. Jesus Cuevas, and passenger, 18-year-old Christina Cuevas, both of Yakima, are lodged in the Grant County Jail for possession with intent to deliver narcotics. This case remains under investigation, and the efforts of Grant County law enforcement to reduce drug trafficking and distribution in Grant County also continue. I'm Kyle Foreman with the Grant County Sheriff's Office.
The Chelan County Commissioners on Tuesday signed off on a new SWAT agreement. An interagency SWAT team is going to be formed with police forces throughout the valley combining their resources. Right now, Chelan and Douglas counties have their own independent tactical teams. The new organization would be operational come January. The City Council of Wenatchee and East Wenatchee have already greenlighted their participation.
Yes, I move to approve the East Cascade SWAT team interlocal agreement.
Second. Okay, assume there's no further discussion, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Hey,
All right.
congratulations.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Yeah, a lot of work to do, but really this was the foundation of it, and we can move forward and actually get the team put together and actually make it a benefit to our entire area here. So
Great.
appreciate it.
Exciting.
Latinx voters turned out in large numbers for President Biden in the 2020 election, and now Washington activists want them to keep their promises on immigration and naturalization. Local residents turned out for a rally on the topic on Tuesday night, and our very own Jefferson Robbins was there.
Bienvenidos a todos. Welcome to each and every one of you.
About 75 people rallied and marched Tuesday in Wenatchee for the rights of immigrants and a path to citizenship.
We have a profound love to this nation. And we know why. Now, here's the thing. The reason that we are so proud and we love this nation is that because we adhere to the fact that America is the beacon It is the North Star de todo el mundo, of all the world.
Latinx residents in the Wenatchee Valley make up more than a quarter of the population, and the marchers gathered at Memorial Park demanded that the Biden administration and Democrats in Congress keep their promise to respect immigrant rights and protect law-abiding immigrants from unnecessary detention and deportation.
Mi esposo fue detenido en mi propia casa, enfrente de mis hijos, y todos eran menores de edad, dos de ellos especiales.
My husband was detained in my own house with my children present, two of them with special needs.
Y a razón de eso comprendí y entendí todas las dificultades que como inmigrantes y personas indocumentadas atravesamos.
And from there on, I understood all the difficulties and all the struggle that immigrants face every day.
The rally was one of a dozen organized statewide by the Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network. Beyond speeches and marches, it involved high-tech grassroots outreach, like a QR code to enable mass emails to elected representatives.
We are here today to pressure Democrats, the people we elected last year, because we need them to pass comprehensive immigration reform in the reconciliation bill, and we are no longer going to wait.
Immigrants are welcome here. No fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
Jefferson Robbins, NCW Life.
Thank you for that report, Jefferson. A Wenatchee roofing company has been fined about $135,000 for failing to provide fall protection for its workers. The Washington State Department of Labor and Industry says Royal Roofing failed inspections twice this past summer, one of them on a Moses Lake job site. It was cited with fines of $108,000 and $27,000 for the two violations. They did not appeal either finding. L&I says Royal Roofing has 9 similar safety violations on its record dating back to 2013. The company is appealing one fall protection fine levied after an alleged violation in April of 2020. And the state is looking for your input, public input, on the idea of riding e-bikes in state forests. Allison Morrow with the Department of Natural Resources explains how that process works.
Hi, I'm Allison Morrow with your DNR report. Electric assisted bicycles, or e-bikes, are now allowed on non-motorized trails on DNR managed lands for users with a state-issued disability placard.
E-bike technology is a really growing form of transportation as well as recreation. And so we want to be responsive to that interest and need of the recreating community. And so that is why we are going through a public process in 2022 to develop our agency e-bike policy.
The new e-bike rules are different depending on the class or model of bike. For example,
a Class 1 electric assistance bike propels the bike forward only when the rider provides input through pedaling, and it has a maximum speed of 20 miles per hour before the electric motor stops providing assistance. A Class 2 electric assistance bike is quite a bit different in that the motor may provide assistance without any pedaling input from the rider. Typically, that is done through manufacturers adding a button or a throttle to propel the bike forward.
the rules are meant to balance safety with supporting a positive user experience for everyone that enjoys state trails.
It's important to go through this careful public process because we allow nearly every type of recreation on our lands. And so it's possible that not every use type is appropriate for every landscape. And so we want to carefully hear from all of our partners and stakeholder groups about how e-bike access might impact them before we create an agency policy.
To keep up with any new rules or opportunities to participate in the public process developing regulations for e-bikes, visit dnr.wa.gov/recreation.
That's what's making headlines on this Thursday, the 14th day of October. The news will be coming your way once again, as it always does, Monday through Fridays at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock with Grant and Eric. And with a preview, here's Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we'll have our weekly Pause for Pets feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. I'll have your slightly warmer North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom will be here with a look at tonight's high school sports schedule as well as the latest on the Seahawks and the Kraken. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Don't forget, we'd love to hear from you, our viewers. You can use our Facebook page and use the Messenger app. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com. You can call us on the telephone number that you see at the bottom of your screen, or you can go to our homepage, ncwlife.com, and drop us a line. After a quick break, we'll come back with sports, the obscure holiday, today in history, some celebrity birthdays, and opinion from Mad Dog Magnotti. Pause for pets, because Princess the dog needs a home. She's right now at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. We'll see if we can land her a place to call home. And my conversation with Jessica Arroyo from Health Alliance Northwest. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, I'm Chuck Dronan, Managing Member at Eplodolin Retirement and Assisted Living. It's been a tough year for all of us, but especially for those working and living in senior care facilities. Over the course of these many difficult months, our staff at Eplodolin has been vigilant in adhering to federal and state guidelines to protect and assure the safety of our residents and their caregivers. If you're in need of assisted living for a loved one, give us a call at Eplodolin. We're here for you.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu, because we work to get you to work.
Sports at 22 minutes after the hour. Of course, last week the Seahawks lost their starting quarterback, Russell Wilson, to a finger injury. They also lost a divisional game to the Los Angeles Rams at home, and things don't get any easier this week as Seattle heads to Pittsburgh. Sunday Night Football, the Steelers and the Seahawks, both teams are 2-3. Geno Smith will start, of course, in Wilson's place, not only on Sunday, but for a while anyway. Coach Pete Carroll says he has confidence in Geno's ability to lead the Seahawks.
Geno's got a real good position on this team. You know, he has been highly thought of by the organization, by his teammates, and obviously the fans responded too. You know, and we're grateful that he's been with us. And so now that it's his time and his chance to do this and help his club, you know, couldn't be more excited for him. And he's going to be really tuned in. He's really smart at their scheme and system and all of that. Really sharp in the huddle, at the line of scrimmage, all that kind of stuff. He's really good at. So, yeah, he gives himself every chance to be, you know, have a good performance and help us win.
The Steelers' defense is average. They're ranked in the middle of the pack of the NFL so far this season, but Coach Pete Carroll says they're going to ratchet up the pressure on Geno, knowing that the backup quarterback is actually starting.
They have historically been a difficult defense, you know, and they play with a really aggressive style. They don't pressure as much as you might think, but they play very aggressive, and they use their players and move them around to try to get cause problems. And they've historically been a good group, and so they're a challenge. They're a challenge just because their makeup of the play. TJ on one side, you know, he's pretty good over there, you know, and they got some guys that make problems for you that we got to deal with.
Biggest issue the Seahawks are dealing with, besides Russell Wilson's injury, is their defense. They're off to another slow start this year. That seems to be the case. Middle linebacker Bobby Wagner says that until the Seahawks defense stops stopping the big gash passing plays, the teams are going to keep right on running that play.
This is a copycat league, and so when you put something on tape and when you have something attack you, teams will mimic that, whether it's the exact same play or they do it in a different formation, a different look, different personnel, and they try to do it. And so it's on us as players to get that corrected. You know, like I said, there's been stuff that we've done over the years that have shown up on tape, and it took us a second to correct it, but once it was corrected, we stopped seeing that show up in games because we fixed the problem. But until we fix the problem, then I don't see it leaving. Like I said, any team that watches the film and sees those plays, if they don't have those plays in, I would be surprised if they didn't put them in. And so it's on the players to practice and execute, especially on the games. and we just have to play better, and we have to recognize it better.
Defensive coordinator Ken Norton Jr. was asked why the defense keeps giving up big plays in the second half like they did last weekend against the Rams.
That's a good question, because that first half we were feeling pretty good. Just the second half, guys, things were a little more inconsistent than they were in the first half. That's something that we've been dealing with the entire season. So it's something that, I brought up with the guys, and, I got to continue to grow myself to make sure that things stay more consistent throughout a 60-minute game, and that's something that we'll continue to grow and improve on.
They'll need it, consistency, if they plan on beating Pittsburgh Sunday night in the Steel City. All right, the Seattle Kraken back on the ice tonight. Their second NHL game in team history. They're in Nashville, taking on the Predators at the Bridgestone Arena. 5 o'clock is when they drop the puck, and you can watch the action on Root Sports. A couple of volleyball matches last night. To the Les Schwab scoreboard we go. Cascade beat OMAC in Caribou Trail League play, and Wilson Creek topped Antioch. Coming up tonight in volleyball, Cascade Christian will host Riverside Christian at 5:30. At 6:30, there's your schedule. You got Brewster and Okanagan, Bridgeport and Pateros. Manson will take on Tenasket. Liberty Bell will host Lake Roosevelt. 7 o'clock, you got Eastmont hosting Sunnyside, and the battle for the top of the Big Nine takes place in Yakima, the Palm Springs of the Northwest. West Valley will host Wenatchee, and at 7, it's Moses Lake at Davis, and Kashmir host Quincy. On the soccer pitch this afternoon, take a gander. Cascade travels to OMAC. 4:30, you got Chelan and Pateros, Brewster and Bridgeport, and Tenasket traveling to Lake Roosevelt. Liberty Bell and Manson will do battle at 5. At 6, you got Ephrata at East Valley of Yakima, and Kashmir will host Quincy. A reminder, the battle for supremacy in the Big Nine Saturday, right here on the NCAA Live channel. Wenatchee will host West Valley in girls soccer, 1 o'clock. Sebastian Moraga, John Springer with the call. Pregame at 12:45. Leave off the field of the Apple Bowl. Everybody into the pool. Eastmont swims at Moses Lake, while Wenatchee will entertain Davis and Eisenhower. Those meets get underway at 4 o'clock. The final game of the Major League Divisional Playoffs is tonight in San Francisco. Oracle Park is the setting. The Giants and the Dodgers, Game 5 of the National League Divisional Series. I will be watching every pitch. LA will start 20-game winner Julio Urias. San Francisco will counter with Logan Webb. First pitch, winner take all, 6:07 TBS. Homecoming tomorrow night for the Wenatchee Panthers. The West Valley Rams in town leave off the field of the Apple Bowl. Both programs have had issues with COVID this season. They've had a couple of games canceled, but they'll play, we're told, tomorrow night. Grant Olson, Eric Kuntz will have the pregame beginning at 6:30. Rest of the Big Nine tomorrow. Eastmont has a non-league game. They'll be at Hanford tomorrow night. Sunnyside visits Moses Lake. It's a battle of the last 2 remaining unbeaten teams in league play. And Davis will play at Ike, and the battle for Upper Valley supremacy will take place in Peshastin. It's the Pear Bowl. Kashmir and Cascade, another CTL action. Quincy plays at OMAC. Chelan plays nobody. And in B League tomorrow night, Bridgeport will host Pateros. Antioch travels to Liberty Bell, and there's dessert. Yes, happy National Desert Day. Yes, the Gobi Desert, the Sahara Desert. It's National Dessert Day today. You all right in there, Uriah? 14th, October 14th is always National Dessert Day. Satisfy your sweet tooth and go ahead and enjoy dessert. When we were growing up, we weren't allowed to have dessert until we ate all the food on the plate. The word dessert comes from the French word dessert, which means literally eating after all the dishes have been removed. So all the dishes would be removed from the table, then you would have one more addition to your meal, and it eventually morphed into dessert. The top 5 desserts, got them for you, in popularity in this country. Number 5, cheesecake. I love cheesecake, especially with the cherries. Number 4, the 4th most popular dessert, Jell-O. Number 3, apple pie. Number 2, chocolate cake. And the most popular American dessert, ice cream. Happy National Dessert Day today on this 14th day of October. It's the bottom of the hour today in history. TR was running for president again. Of course, he got the gig when McKinley was assassinated in 1901. He ran and won in his own stead in 1904, didn't run for re-election in 1908, didn't like William Howard Taft's policies, the president, so in 1912, Theodore Roosevelt ran for president again, this time as the head of the Bull Moose Party, the progressive ticket, and while giving a speech in Milwaukee, he got shot by John Flangen Schrank, got shot in the chest. He was mildly wounded. He got lucky because his glasses case was made out of steel, and it was in his left breast pocket, and it kept the bullet from penetrating all the way into the heart. It was an accurate shot, but the bullet was deflected by his glasses. The bullet was still in him. He delivered his speech while he was bleeding, and then finally somebody said, Mr. President, you probably should go to the hospital. Theodore Roosevelt shot and yet gives a speech. Then he went to the hospital. He lived. That was 109 years ago today. Happy 95th birthday to Winnie the Pooh. The children's book, Winnie the Pooh, was first published by A.A. Milne, first published in England on this date, October 14th, 1926. That makes Winnie the Pooh 95 years old today. After A.A. Milne died, his wife took over, in 1951, his wife took over the Winnie the Pooh estate and the Winnie the Pooh franchise, and she sold it to Disney in 1961. They've still been getting royalties from Disney since 1961, but not much. Winnie the Pooh is the first Disney character that wasn't really created by Disney, created by somebody else. They just bought him. Winnie the Pooh, 95 years old today. The Cuban Missile Crisis began on this date in 1962. American reconnaissance airplanes flying high above Cuba took high-definition photos, and they took them back to the, they took them back to the State Department and the CIA, and they took a look at these photos, and they said, oh, wait a minute here. This isn't right. There's ballistic missiles being installed in Cuba, and Cuba doesn't have ballistic missiles. Gee, I wonder who could be doing that. Yeah, Soviet ballistic missiles. The Cuban Missile Crisis began on this date in 1962, scared the bejesus out of a bunch of people. And finally, October 14th, 1976, I remember this day like it was yesterday. It's the bottom of the ninth inning, the fifth and deciding game of the American League Championship Series, Yankee Stadium, the Bronx, New York. Chris Chambliss, the first pitch in the bottom of the ninth inning, went something like this.
Mark Littell delivers high drive, hits it right center field.
That's gone.
It is gone.
Chris Chambliss has won the American League pennant for the New York Yankees. A thrilling, dramatic game with overtones of that great sixth game in the World Series a year ago, and then the seventh game too. What a way for the American League season to end. A spunky young Kansas City team. Look at them mob Chris Chambliss. What a season he has had. What a series he has had.
Only in New York. He touched first base. Of course, when you hit a home run, you're supposed to touch all the bases. He touched first base. He touched second base. He didn't touch third base because it wasn't there to be touched anymore. And by the time he got to home plate, it was such chaos, he just beelined it right for the dugout, as you saw. About 20 minutes later, the crowd was still completely stormed the field. Greg Nettles, the third baseman, said, you should probably go out and at least touch home plate, just in case the Royals want to make a deal out of it. And so he went out with a couple of police officers who escorted him through the mob to touch home plate. Home plate wasn't there anymore. Home plate is encased in concrete. They dug up home plate. He touched the general area where home plate used to be. Yankees win. On to the World Series, 33 minutes after the hour. Birthdays. We always do presidents. Dwight David Eisenhower, who was actually born David Dwight Eisenhower on this date in 1890 in Texas. The family moved to Abilene, Kansas. When he was a year old, they considered Abilene his hometown. He was the 34th president of the United States, died after his 7th heart attack in 1969 at the age of 78. He was 65th in his class of 165 at West Point in 1915. Well, he wanted to attend college. His family couldn't afford it, so he applied to go to the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, but he was too old to go to Annapolis. He had aged out, but West Point took him. Of course, Camp David, the presidential retreat in Maryland, is named after his son David, his grandson David. It was known as Shangri-La when FDR started it, and then he changed it to Camp David. Eisenhower smoked between 3 and 4 packs of unfiltered cigarettes every day. That's why he kept having all those heart attacks. He quit just a few years before becoming president. Of course, both parties wanted him to run for president. He was unbelievably popular. By the 1952 election cycle, both the Democrats and the Republicans wanted Ike. Ike ran as a Republican. He was the first president to be constitutionally prevented from seeking a third term. He was also the first president to be affected by the Former Presidents Act, which allows the president to have a pension and a staff and a security detail. He was a 5-star general, and by rule, 5-star generals are always on active duty. And so when he ran for the presidency, he had to resign his commission. He became president, was president for 8 years, and then the day after he left office, JFK signed the papers to recommission him as a 5-star general. He made over 200 paintings, and he said, I'm not a very good painter. He was at an art gallery that was showing his paintings in 1967, and one of the art critics said, Mr. President, what was your thought behind this painting that we see here on the wall? And he said, if I wasn't the president of the United States, they would have burned that thing a long time ago. Dwight D. Eisenhower, born in the state in 1890, and considered by many the greatest coach ever of any sport at any time. John Wooden, the American basketball player and coach, born in the state in 1910, lived to the age of 99, won 10 national championships in 12 years with UCLA, including 7 in a row, 88 consecutive games, won 7-time National Coach of the Year, the very first person ever to be inducted into the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame as both a player and a coach, and the John R. Wooden Award, which is essentially the Heisman Trophy of college basketball, is named after him, John Wooden, born in the state in 1910. Got an opinion from Mad Dog Magnotti. Jessica Arroyo of Health Alliance Northwest paid us a visit. We'll talk about that. It's time to start your enrollment for Medicare. But first things first, Princess the dog needs a home. It's Pause for Pets.
This week on Pause for Pets, Kathy introduces us to an active little dog named Princess.
Hi everybody, I'm Kathy at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and this is Princess. And she is absolutely adorable, a doll, so much fun. She is like the hiker buddy extraordinaire. If you didn't want a big hiker dog, you might want to get Princess, because she could do the Pacific Crest Trail. She is friendly, funny. Princess, show them how you do your high five. Baby, look. Sit. Oh, I gotta stand up. Sit. High five. That's her double high five. Anyway, she loves treats, as you can see. Princess is 2 years old. She loves everybody. However, there is one caveat here. She's very uncomfortable around men. So she's not looking for Prince Charming to match her, but she is looking for another Princess Charming in the form of a woman that would love to have an active, fun companion dog that is lovable, and she is good with older kids. She can be a little bit I'm in charge, so sometimes the I'm in charge dogs aren't the best with little kids. But she's fine with boys, girls. It's just the man thing. We haven't been able to work through that. But we can't say enough good things about her. She is just beautiful. We think she's got terrier in there, maybe some Chihuahua. It's hard to say. She's just a good old-fashioned mutt, but she's sweet and very food-oriented. And if you're interested in adopting Princess, we'd love to have you come down to the Humane Society shelter and visit her, and we'll set you up.
If you are interested in meeting and adopting Princess, the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and closed 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. for quiet hour. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quadtrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, independent agent and owner at Springwater Insurance Group here in North Central Washington. And it's that time of year again. October 15th to December 7th, that is the time if you have a Medicare plan, do I want to keep it or do I want to change it? For any of those questions, give us a call at Springwater Insurance Group because we're independent agents. We don't work with one company, we work with many companies because all of you have different situations and needs. So if you have questions about 2021 Medicare plans, give us a call, 888-2600.
You're in Ford Country, land of Pat Armstrong, Ford Lincoln, home of the lifetime warranty. That'll sure get you thinking.
Get ready for fall and winter with a new or used truck or SUV from North Central Washington's four-wheel drive headquarters, Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln on 3rd Street in East Wenatchee.
Land of Pat Armstrong, Ford Lincoln, you're in Ford Country.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
ColorFX has moved their shop to a larger location to expand their services, including adding in a state-of-the-art large format printer. They got it. You need banners? They got them. You need vinyl decals for your cars, trucks, vans, or trailers in just about any size? Yeah, they got it. ColorFX has also been providing fun swag and clothing for local churches and high schools around our valley for decades. Support your local print shop. Call ColorFX in Cashmere today.
Are you ready to freshen up your home? Boswell's expansive 2-story showroom is filled with high-quality furniture that's always discounted to give you their best price every day. Boswell's is receiving new furniture deliveries each week, so you'll be sure to find just what you need for your home without the wait. Complimentary design assistance and free local delivery. Superior customer service and the best value for your money. Start at Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Welcome to Crunch Pack, the #1 supplier of sliced apples and a premier employer in the Wenatchee Valley. We are looking to add new members to our Crunch Pack team. We offer full-time work with great benefits in a safe environment with fantastic people. As a part of the Crunch Pack family, you'll find a home that's all about helping you thrive and succeed. Come see what Crunch Pack can do for you. Apply today at 300 Sunset Highway in Cashmere or online at crunchpack.com.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Counterplay inside, picking his way back to the 10, to the 5, into
High school sports is back, and NCW Life Channel's got you covered. Tune in for football, girls soccer, and volleyball right here. A huge thank you to our sponsors, Les Schwab Tires, One Way Construction, and Save Mart. Follow all the action of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
14, they come back.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, in my line of work, I deal with a number of folks with substance abuse issues. Some of them do well for a while, and some of them not so well, and all of them struggle. And I'm always recommending to those folks to get involved in meetings, get involved in a 12-step program, get a sponsor, and get connected with the local Make Recovery the Epidemic group. Now, unfortunately, most of these folks tell me, well, that doesn't work for me. And then I ask them, well, is what you're doing does? Sure, there are a lot of folks, very few I'd imagine, who can kick substance abuse on their own. But the best chance for reaching and maintaining recovery is involvement with others in the 12-step program. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Scare Crazy in Cashmere. It's a spooktacular good time all month long in Cashmere. Scarecrows will be waiting for you throughout the town. Silly ones, spooky ones, and everything in between. Yeah, it's Scare Crazy in Cashmere. Bring the family and find the scarecrows all around Cashmere. And be sure to thank these fine sponsors.
Cashmere Veterinary Clinic, natural pet care in everything they do. Club Crow Bar and Grill, home of the blues, brews, and barbecue.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think there's something the matter with him.
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious? No, he's not. Okay, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Gee, it must be the middle of October, because in the middle of October, Jessica Arroyo from Health Alliance Northwest comes by to pay me a visit. For you folks who are turning 65 and getting ready to get into the Medicare system, or those folks who are already in the system and you want to make some changes or some tweaks, you want to know the do's and the don'ts, this can get a little overwhelming at times, which is why we turn to the professionals at Health Alliance Northwest. Jessica Arroyo is back, looking better than ever. Hello, Jessica.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm ready to talk Medicare. Are you ready to tackle the next 3 months? Because this is crunch time for you guys.
I am ready.
Yeah.
We're here to educate and help out.
First things first, for you folks who are just turning 65 or turned 65 this calendar year in 2021, this is the most important thing, because now you got to make this decision. Now you got to get into the nuts and the bolts of whether you want to do original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, all that other stuff. For you first timers, you got to do your homework, don't you?
Absolutely. And that's what we're here to promote today. I'm sure you're getting overwhelmed with a lot of mailers, a lot of commercials coming up, and we want to be your local resource here in our community to decipher all of the Medicare world.
Well, what makes Health Alliance Northwest better than the others? I mean, your reputation is sterling, but as you mentioned before, you're not the only dog in the hunt. There's a lot of companies out there that want your business.
Absolutely. We really strive in educating and being part of our community and being local. We do have our local office here in Wenatchee where you can come in, set up an appointment, and we can have that face-to-face conversation.
Is it me, or is it getting more complicated every year? I mean, to do the homework and all the choices and the changes, and is it?
It keeps changing, and so it's trying to keep up with the rules and everything that's coming up year to year, but that's what we're here for, and to not try to make it so overwhelming and complicated.
So as we started this conversation, again, for you folks who are turning 65 or have already turned 65, and you're in your first timer, this stuff can be overwhelming. So what's your initial advice for people who are going into the system for the first time?
I absolutely would advise in reading all of the information that you do get. I know that it's easier said than done when you get a big thick book and trying to look over it. My advice is read it, try to gather as much as you can, because the time when you go and sit with someone, you can say, oh, I already read that, and this is what it means, and we can go into more detail on what rules you have to follow, what terms mean, and so that's kind of what I always advocate for is education.
And the literature, it depends entirely on how you want to absorb information. If you want hard books and pamphlets and stuff, you can take care of that, or if you just want to go on the web and do things at your own leisurely pace, that works as well.
Absolutely. Right? You can visit our website at healthalliance.medicare.org. You can look at all of our information online, or you can give us a call, and I'm more than happy to mail a physical book and take a look at it, write your notes on it. If any questions come up, you can contact us.
And how much does your current health status factor into all this, whether you're a super healthy person or you're on various medications. Does all that play a role in how you want to select stuff?
Absolutely. So anytime you meet with someone, that is something that you want to consider. How much do you go see your doctor visits? What are your medications? Who are your doctors? So it does make a role on what plan you pick for the upcoming year.
So what's the difference between original Medicare and Medicare Advantage plan? It sounds like it's just two different names, but it's two entirely different things,
It's
right?
two different things. So original Medicare consists of Medicare Part A, which is your hospital coverage. Typically, people don't pay a premium for that since you paid into it while you were working. And Part B does have a standard premium, which is for medical services. And that premium is set by the Social Security Administration. And original Medicare does not include prescription coverage, which is Part D. With a Medicare Advantage plan, you get the A, the B, and prescription coverage as well if that's what you choose to do. So it's very similar to employer coverage. Your one-stop shop, you use your one card for everything.
If you're 65, you are technically a senior. Probably not a bad idea to sit down with your adult kids and let them help you maybe guide through the decision-making process.
Oh yes, I absolutely help my grandparents go through the Medicare world, and I see it very often. I have children, of course, spouses, any relative call in or come in with you to the appointment to really do the education together.
Well, let's talk about that. The website is super. Considering how complicated this is, and this is complicated, we're not going to lie to you. The website is a great place to start doing your homework. Can you go in and do all that stuff, learn about Medicare and Medicaid Advantage plan and all that stuff, and then like save your changes and stuff, and then come in and say, this is what I've done? You can start an account and start doing some things. Does that help expedite the process?
It does. So what you can do on our website is you can put in how often you go to the doctor. You can even put your medications in there, and it will calculate how much you're projecting to spend for the upcoming year. You can do the application online. It's very, very simple. I almost compare it to Amazon, that you add to cart and check out. Of course, personal information and all of that. It's about 4 pages. And then you can give us a call, say, hey, I enrolled. Do you see me in the system? And we can look that up as well.
Or if you want to actually sit down one-on-one on a personal meeting with you and Health Alliance, that can also be arranged, right? I mean, your offices are open.
Yes, our office is open Monday through Friday. It's open from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We close from noon to 1, and then we're open from 1 to 4 p.m., Monday through Friday.
You mentioned these changes every year. Medicare Advantage, original Medicare, there's always changes, always being tweaked by the system. It is what it is. What are the significant changes that for this upcoming year that people need to know about?
Yeah, absolutely. So for our plan, we do have a fitness benefit, and it was extended. And of course, we can talk about that more on our one-on-one visit. We also have coverage, and this is getting into the details, but you get consistent coverage for your Tier 1 medications through the coverage gap or donut hole. So that is one of our big changes for 2022.
Now, for those people who are already in the system, and I hate using that term, but I can't think of any other way to do it, what do they need to know? What are those folks who've already on the Medicare system or advanced, whatever? What do they need to know?
I would absolutely look at the documentation that your current health plan sent you. It's called an annual notice of change. So look at the changes for the upcoming year and reassess if that's something that you're still happy with and keep for the upcoming year. Or again, do your research, look at other plans or other options that are out there for you to see if something is better suited for you for 2022.
And if you're already into the system, are you is it just automatic, or do you still have to chime in every year, even if you're already in the system for 2-3 years, you still have to say,
I would take
I'm
a
here.
look. Yep, I would take a look and make sure that you're happy with the changes. If you are good to go and you are okay with what's going to happen, it'll just roll over for you for the upcoming year.
That makes it simple. But there are some deadlines, and this is why Jessica is here now. Friday the 15th is when the process begins, right?
Yes, tomorrow. Friday, October 15th through December 7th.
And what if you just don't do anything? Are you you messed up, right?
Well, you have the choice for the remainder of the year, so you have to wait till the upcoming annual election period all over again and make your choice then. So
Okay.
You are where you are at that time.
So the best advice I'm getting from you, Jessica, is go online and start the process. At least get the ball rolling, especially for you first-timers. And then if you have any questions, just get a hold of you and you walk them through it, right?
Yes, and you can give us a call at 877-561-1463. I am located here in Wenatchee, and I'm happy to help, and we can set up an appointment and go from there.
One last couple questions for Jessica, then we'll cut you loose. A lot of couples will be turning 65 the same year. Does that help having the both of them in there together?
Yes, it happens quite a bit. Or
Yeah, I
have
bet.
someone that's turned 65 a little sooner, and then the spouse comes in. So yeah, I would take a look, especially if it's in the same year. The numbers would stay the same for the entirety of the year, so it would be a good time to start looking into your options.
Jessica Arroyo from Health Alliance Northwest. Your office is here in town. They moved a couple of years ago. I didn't know about that. I felt bad. But that might be the best way to go about doing it, because Jessica and the pros there, they're going to have everything that you need. But if you're somewhat tech savvy, go to the website and start that process. It's pretty simple. You just go to Health Alliance, you type in your zip code, and it pops up, and you can just start the process there. There's cost calculators. There's online seminars. You can request a consultation and go down and meet with Jessica personally and get it done. The key is don't procrastinate.
Yep.
That's the key, right?
That's the key.
I get to see you again in November?
Yep, we'll see.
All right.
We'll see each other again.
Jessica Arroyo from Health Alliance Northwest. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
When I was about 16, I got in a relationship. He hit me for the first time in front of his daughter. He physically abused me in front of my children. I couldn't do it no more. Sage was there for me when I needed them. I didn't hear a lecture from them. I didn't hear anything, but just acceptance. And that's what I needed at the time. And they help you with everything that you need to move on in life and heal.
The Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center brings you Vibrant Motion, a new hour-long exercise program featuring local instructors Connie Townsend and Pat Robbins. Each week, we'll bring you a new episode with aerobics or Tai Chi. We promise you'll get a heart-pumping, low-impact workout regardless of your age. Join us for Vibrant Motion, weekdays on the NCW Life channel. Check your program guide for airtimes.
Opioids are now one of the leading causes of injury-related deaths in Washington state. More people die from overdose than from car crashes. Between 2012 and 2016, more than 3,300 lives in Washington were lost to opioid overdose. We are all part of the solution. Your choices matter. If you are prescribed an opioid pain medication, talk with your doctor about other options, and don't share your prescriptions with other people. It starts with you. Learn more at getthefaxrx.com.
What's the best way to attract a wide variety of beautiful birds to your backyard? By offering the birds the right foods in expertly designed bird feeders from Wild Birds Unlimited. Whether you've been feeding the birds for a while or are just getting started, let our backyard bird feeding specialists show you how to add a little joy to your life and make nature a part of every day. Shop now for exclusive bird foods, feeders, hardware, and more. Wild Birds Unlimited. Products designed by experts. Trusted local advice.
We are back. We are not warming up. It was 36 when this show began. It's an hour later and it's still 36 degrees. We've had some chilly weather. We've had 4 consecutive days now with our afternoon high below normal. In fact, a couple of days well below normal. That is going to start changing as we get to the weekend. There's a warming trend headed our way, but there's also going to be a few more clouds and a better chance of rain. So today, still can't rule out a raindrop. There's a couple of heavy, low-hanging clouds over the valley right now that may give us a little bit of some sprinkled dinkles before the morning is over. But for the most part, sunshine is going to get the upper hand. We'll have 56 for the afternoon high, 42 for the overnight low. That's pretty mild because we're going to have the cloud cover. So we'll have the blanket over the valley, make it a little bit milder for the overnight lows. We do it all over again on Friday. Slight chance of rain, mostly sunny, a little windy, close to 60 for the afternoon high. Our normal high this time of the year is 62 degrees. Again, fairly mild for the overnight low. On Friday at 43. Nice and mild, above normal on Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, however, lots of clouds and a better chance of rain on Sunday. And that is it for us. Have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.